With so many ways to go ahead and play the Orcust strategy, guys, now that we got Harpour to 1 on the Forbidden Limit list, this is definitely going to be my favorite. Yo, what is going on, you guys? yugioh here, and today we are going to be checking out the Orcust Runick version of the deck. So Orcust is a deck that obviously was extremely good right back around 2019 or less, when it saw its peak, being mixed with decks like Sky Striker. Now, of course, we didn't have all the new sauce per se. We got Bystials out, we got Runicks out, things like that. But out of all the strategies, guys, I think this is probably going to be my favorite version of the overall strategy. Now, if you guys don't know, Orcust is a deck that can pretty much outgrind any deck out there. Has incredible grind game, incredible resource management, and what's a deck that can do just that as well, if not potentially better, is the Runick engine that is really not seen as much of a viable deck on its own ever since the banning of Mystic Mine. Again, I'm not complaining that Mystic Mine is banned, I'm just stating a fact. But realistically, with the Orcust strategy, guys, mixed in with the Runicks, it not only increases the power level of both engines overall, it increases not only just the consistency as well, but also the power level and overall grind game is ridiculous with this overall strategy, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and check that out today. But before we do, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and let's get right into it. So here we are for the full deck list, guys. Now if you guys want to go ahead and screenshot, copy paste, use this template if you guys want. I want to go ahead and go by the card by card. Now it's pretty self-explanatory for the most part, so I'm going to go ahead and go by it really quick. One part of every Orcust deck that I don't think is going to be changing is going to be the Orcust cards. So I think it's pretty standard as far as the full engine is concerned. So 3 Gear Suit, 2 Orcust Nightmare, 2 of your Orcust Symbol Skeleton, 1 Legacy Wonder Wand, and 1 Orcust Harpour is pretty much what the revolving door engine goes through. So Gear Suit essentially is going to be allowing you to Foolish Burial any of your Orcust cards, Orcust monsters, and then you are able to go ahead and special summon an Orcust token to your side of the field as well as your opponent's side of the field, which you can go ahead and link off into a Link Karibo. And you can link off your Link Karibo with your Gear Suit, go into a Galatea, and then just start recycling all your Orcust cards over and over and over again. The deck is overall really just ridiculous. Just, you can pretty much do this forever, because you pretty much just protect your Galatea, or if it goes away, you just make another one next turn and you're good to go from there. And you make the same boards over and over and over again, which seems very meticulous, but realistically, in a deck like this, where the main objective will be to deck out your opponents, because you're never going to have a battle phase, but because this deck is just that consistent, realistically. So we do want to go ahead and maximize on these, but not to the point where we're going to start breaking on them, because this is an Orcust Runick deck, not a pure Orcust deck. So we want to make sure we're able to see both engines, but primarily we do want to rely on the Runick stuff for interruption, and the Orcust stuff for just having a little bit more, not just interruption, but just being able to rebuild boards, have a little bit more protection, feel a little bit more secure, especially with a card like the Orcust Crescendo, which is absolutely ridiculous. Just having Omnigate in turn 1 is really good. That's actually it for the monsters that I play in the deck. Now if you guys want to play hand traps, so you can take out the Triple Tactics Talons, or you can take out the Upstart Goblins. I think that's really crazy to go ahead and play both these cards just for overall consistency purposes. I think it's crazy, because second you get Ash, you go Great Triple Tactics, draw 2 regardless, and you're going to be drawing most likely into either Runick cards or an Orcust card, which either one you draw, you're going to be good to go from there. I do play 1 copy of Change Your Heart. I just think it's really good going second, so you say, you know, why not? We play 2 copies of the Orchestrator Return. Now, most people play this at 1, I want to say, but I did really feel like upping the count just really was a little bit better, just because you can essentially keep searching this out with your Galatea, going in turns 2 and 3, and you keep drawing more cards, putting more Orcust cards that you don't need into the graveyard, that don't do you any good in your hand, but they'll be good in the graveyard, and then you draw 2 cards, which is most likely going to be, again, turns 2 and 3, you're going to be most likely drawing into what? Runick cards, which are going to be able to go ahead and help you have a lot more interruption, yada yada yada. Then you draw through the fountain, so you're going to be doing a lot of drawing, hence why I don't play cards like the pot cards, like Pot of Prosperity, Pot of Extravagance. Well, Extravagance would be terrible in this deck to begin with, because you do rely a lot on your extra deck as well. So I think 2 Orchestrated Return is pretty good. I think potentially playing this at 3 is an option, but I just feel like that'd be a little bit too cloggy. I do play 1 copy of the Orchestrated Babel. Realistically, I very rarely go into this card. Primarily, I am going to be using my runic fountains to recycle all my runic cards, not necessarily as much with the orchestrated babble to make my orchestra cards a quick effects, because again, primarily we are going to be using the runic cards for interruption. So that is essentially why I want to go ahead and still play it, because it is still can come up, be helpful. But in the event you do want to be wild and cut this card, then that's probably fine as well. Then you can go ahead and slap in the third copy of the orchestrated return, because it is another Orcust card or spell that you can't search out. Next up, guys, I have 3 copies of Freezing Curses, 3 copies of Runic Tip, 3 copies of 2 copies of Dispelling, 3 copies of Slumber, 3 copies of Flashing Fire, 3 copies of Runic Destruction, 2 Runic Fountain, and that's going to be it for the Runic lineup. Really just maximizing out on as many Runics as possible. Any other Runics rather than these are not going to be very good, like Golden Droplet's not very good, Smiting Storm's not the best. I just prefer having cards like Dispelling, things like that, just because I feel like they're more applicable. In the event you do want to play a little bit more variety, I mean, you can definitely play the Smiting Storm. I would prefer that over the Droplet, but it really just comes up to what you guys want to go ahead and do with the strategy. I just think these are going to be the best of the Runic cards you're going to want to play, while still being able to maximize and be consistent with the rest of your engine. 1 copy of Caught by the Grave, of course, 1 Foolish Burial, because Foolish Burial was full combo for Orcust, why not? And of course, like 3 Upstart Goblin with 2 Trouble Tactics talents as well to run off your 40 card deck. Now, like I said before, I didn't feel the need for hand traps in this deck. I feel like the Runic cards themselves are fantastic at breaking boards. And realistically, with the Orcust stuff, you notice in my extra deck I don't play cards like Access Code Talker, because again, primarily with them, I am going to be making cards that will allow me to continue to grind further down the line. So again, I really did not see the need for those type of things. As far as your Orcust cards going second, you could potentially go still into like a Dingirsu, or potentially that's why we still play the Link 3, the Longirsu, the Orcust Orchestrator, I should say. So it's still really good cards going second as well. Obviously with Sky Crisis is just crazy. So that's kind of what my options are as far as going second. Now for the full extra deck, guys, we'll go over it real quick. 1 Linkuriboh, SP, IP SP I should say. 3 Galatea, really crazy card. Pretty much opens up your full combo as far as being able to just recycle everything over and over and over again, which is wild. 1 copy of, like I said, Longirsu, the Orcust Orchestrator, 1 Appaloosa, 2 Dingirsu, 1 Sky Crisis, 2 Hugin, 1 Gary, and then 1 Sleipnir. Sleipnir actually comes up quite a decent amount just to get cards off the field and just inconvenience our opponent. Realistically, that's what we're trying to do, so you know, why not? Sleipnir, I think it's really slept on card realistically when it comes to overall Runic strategy, and then it'll be really effective. Now if you guys want to play cards like Snatch Steal, the reason why I play Change of Heart over Snatch Steal is can be MST, Cosmic, whatever it might be, and negates your opponent life points. I believe that's the effect, right? Your opponent, yeah, they gain 1,000 life points, so it's really not the best card as far as whether I prefer this or I prefer Change of Heart. If you guys want to go ahead and play 3 copies of Mind Control, that's something you can definitely go ahead and do. Since it is now at 3, and realistically you're not going to be attacking with it anyway, so this is something you could potentially do in the event you guys want to play 3 outs. If you guys want to take this and take out like cards like the Babble if you're crazy, 1 of the Orchestrator Return, and maybe take out 1 of the Dispellings, or maybe just take out Change of Heart. If you guys want to go ahead and play 3 copies of Mind Control, that's probably fine as well. Just use your opponent's card as link fodder. This deck really makes me wish I had a bigger extra deck because of the additional options as far as going first and second. But overall, I had a lot of success with this deck as far as texting goes, things like that. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think it's a really cool deck. It's overall really fun strategy. Is this the best version of the Orcust strategy? It's still yet to be seen. Of course, we have not seen any type of actual gameplay as far as, you know, in regional tournaments, YCSs with the Orcust being legal. So we'll have to go ahead and wait and see it. I believe we're going to have having a YCS, if not first, second week of January, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But this is definitely going to be my favorite version because it's the most fun, realistically. So overall, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm having a lot of fun testing out the Orcust stuff for the first time, guys. I think it's really cool just to overall learn how cards work together and how old decks that maybe we weren't around to see really work together. For example, I was not around for the what's it called, the Thunder Thunder Dragon deck. I don't know what Colossus really does as far as I haven't read that card yet because I haven't encountered it. Decks like what's it called? I played previously a long time ago. It's like Fire Fist, things like that. But I wonder if those strategies will gain additional support, things like that in the future. So it's really just up in the air as far as what that entails. But I just want to go ahead and get my final thoughts out there. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like down below, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, guys, what your favorite version of the Orcust strategy is. What is the favorite deck and what is the best deck going forward post the January 1st 2024 ban list, and we'll go ahead and see if you are right in just about a week or so. So let me know. We'll go ahead and check it out. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all in the next one.